Hey guys, welcome back to a new tutorial. In this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to sew this pencil skirt you can see on the thumbnail with a lace detailing. So if you'd like to see that, please keep on watching. But before I head right into it, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, thumbs up this video, and leave a comment. Okay, so I want to start my skirt. Now I'm used to sewing clothes for myself as a dress, so I already know so I'm going to be using my dress measurement vibe. So you can decide to like use your skirt length, like hip length, starting from the beginning this way to take your measurement. Do you get? But I am used to making dresses for myself. I just want to make it, just want to make a skirt and blouse this time around. So yeah, so now my waist length is 16 and half. I'm going to keep my tape on 16. Okay, now this is the skirt, so it's going to have a band, and I want the band to be 3 inches. So I'm going to remove 3 inches from my measurement, that is 19 inches. Do you get? And then I'm going to start 18 and a half. This 050 I'm adding here to sewing allowance. I hope you get what I'm saying. But if you are using your normal length, this is what you're going to do. You know, my band, because I'm a plus size, I like my band to be 3 inches. 050 for sewing allowance, so 2.5 inches for the band, because I like my band to be big. So I'll start my tape at 2.5 inches instead of 3 inches. The reason why I'm starting from 2.5 inches is because of sewing allowance we're going to be having here. Then you now go ahead and mark your hip length, and then knee length and full length. But this is what I'm doing. So I'm going to start from 18.5 and mark my hip length. My hip length is 29 inches. My knee length is 38 inches. And then the full length of this dress is going to be, I want it to be a midi dress, so I'm going to be using 52 inches. So I'll go ahead and extend these shorts. Guys, I want to increase the length of this outfit. I think 52 is small. Let me use 56. Okay, so what we'll do next is to mark our round waist. My round waist is 32 divided by 4 is 8. I'll mark it here. I'll now come and mark 2 inches as my round hip is 50 divided by 4 is 12.5. I'll mark 12.5 here. Then I'll come and mark 2 inches sewing allowance, that's 14.5. I'll come down here on the waist length, sorry, at the hip length. I'll come down by 2 inches. Okay, then I'll leave it this way. I'll come down. You see the way I extended this line down, so I'll come down by 2 inches. The reason why I came down by 2 inches here is so that by the time I'm connecting this to my hip length, is going to help eliminate that form of, you know, sometimes when you feel so you have that ear or sharp point at the hip region. This will eliminate that. So at the knee length, we're going to be marking our round knee. How I get my round knee is my round hip, which is 50, my minus 8. I'll subtract 8 inches from my round hip. My round hip is what? 50 divided minus 8 is 42, and I'll divide it by 4, that is 11.5. Please, I like my clothes to be fitted, as you all can see from the thumbnail. If you don't like your clothes to be fitted, wait, I made a mistake here. My round hip is 42, which is 10.5, not 11.5. It's 10.5. Okay, it's 10.5, not 11.5. So this 10.5 here now, because my outfit is pencil, from my 10.5, which is my knee, on my round knee, I'll subtract 2 inches from it, so I'll now have 8.5, so that it will give me that pencil effect. If you don't want that pencil effect, you go ahead and use the same 10.5, so you can have a straight effect. So I'll go ahead and connect these lines together. Remember that I made a mistake in my round knee, so I'm using, this is the actual measurement, this is the actual marking that I'm using now. So now I'm going to connect this from this knee length. I'll connect to these 2 inches we came down at the hip. Remember, at the hip line we came down by 2 inches, so that is where I'm connecting to. Do you get? So now I'll be using my hip curve. Then I'll connect this the waist length to the hip length. Okay, but you can see the way I did it, my hip curve, so that it will help eliminate any ear, like I told you guys. That's how we use that 2 inches. Okay, so this is what I have for the front. So at this waist length, I'm going to come down by 1 inch. So now I've come down by 1 inch. At this side, I'll come in by 0.75 before I will now connect, start joining. Okay, from this 0.75, I will now connect this down to this 1 inch we drew here. We're going to cut this off, but we're not going to cut it out now. The reason why we're going to cut this off is to help eliminate any folding, like any folding at the waist side in front. Okay, so I'll go ahead and cut out my my front pattern. We'll go ahead and use this and cut the bag. So guys, this is the bag's fabric. The next thing to do now is to mark out our zip allowance, which is going to be 1.5 inches. So I'll go ahead and mark it all the way to the full length. So the next thing I'll do is I'll align the front pattern on top of the black fabric. Okay, but then I am going to make sure it starts from the 1.5 zip allowance that we did. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to extend my knee length line and then my hip length line. Then on my waist length, okay, I'm going to go in by 1.5. I'll go in by 1.5. Then on my hip length, I'm going to go up and down, not in, up and down by 2.5. So I'm going to have 2.5 here, and then 12 and then 5 inches here. Then at the knee length, I will also go in by 1.5. Okay, and then up to all the way to the full length. So let me keep this way. Let me remove this from the way. So now from this on our knee length, I know we went in by 1.5, and this is the line that we are using. Okay, I will now connect from these 2.5 inches, these 2.5 inches below the hip length to the knee length. I'll connect it this way. Then at the waistline on this 2.5, sorry, went in by 1.5, I'll connect it to the 2.5 above the hip length. So this is what you're going to have. This is going to have your boom boom embedded into your outfit. Oh, sorry. So this is what you have. So I'll go ahead and keep this thing back like this, and then I'll cut out this outfit. So now I'm done cutting out this, let me now show you how to cut out this. So remember we went in by 1.5. So we're going to go this way. We're going to cut the back side, the zip allowance side this way. Take it this way, and then go curve out this. And then you start again for the 2.5 above the knee hip length to the waist length. So you see the curve that you have here. Yeah, this is going to have you having your shape, the fitting to be giving what it's supposed to give. So we'll go ahead and impute that 1.5 inches. Remember that our zip allowance originally that we marked was 1.5. So I'll go ahead and put it back. Okay, from the beginning. Of course, I'm not touching the hip side because our 1.5 is still there. So this is not going to be our actual new zip allowance. So the next thing to do now is to cut our band. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and iron out this fabric. Remember I told you guys that my band is going to be 3 inches. So the next thing I'm doing now is to measure out the length of my band. So I'm going to be using my round waist is 32, but I'll just go ahead and measure out 36. All this will also include sewing allowance. Anything that remains, I will go ahead and take it out. Okay, so I'll cut 36 out. I'll go ahead and cut out the lining for my outfit now. I'll cut out the lining for my outfit. I'm using navy blue. Please, if you're saying customers clothes, use black. I'm using navy blue because it's just what I have available. Like, it's my clothes. I can use anything I want. Oh my god, yeah. So guys, I've ended up putting interfacing stay on this band. So I'm going to do a form of bias pin. I'll fold here 050 inside, okay, as if like you're doing a bias. So this is how we are going to have that. So by the time you are done sewing, this is how it's going to be. The other 050 is going to be for joining to the waist. So guys, now I'm going to join the back and the front material together. I've also done the same for the lining. I'll now come and I want to mark out where my slit is going to stop, like where I'm going to lock my slits. Okay, so of course I'll put my tape from 18.5. That will be like nearly, so 38 is okay. This is where I'm going to put my slit. So I'll do the same for the lining, and I'll go ahead and open up this place up to where I am going to lock it. So I'll show you guys on the sewing machine how to like get your very clean inner finishing. So guys, the next thing I'm going to do is to join this outfit at the down part, lining to main fabric, like the down side. I am going to go ahead and join it together. Okay, so you can see how I'm joining like side to side, and then the beginning side I'm going to pin it down for easier usage. So try and pin your stuff down first at all the angles before you now go ahead and couple it. So I'll pin it down and then couple it, and I'll be back. So now I have done this, the next thing I'm going to do is to come and hold sew the slit side, the slit side together. Okay, after sewing it down, when I sew this slit side down, I will now turn it to the front. Let me show you. After I've sewn it down, you know by the time you've sewn it down, it's going to be this way. So I'll turn it to the front this way and then top stitch the lining side. Okay, so when I'm done, I'll come back and show you. So guys, the next thing we are going to do now is to cut out that triangular bags effect where the lace is going to be on. So I'm going to place my tape again from 18.5 from the beginning here. I want mine to come up probably, I don't want it to be very high, so I'll probably just do 37.5, or no, I'll do 38 because now I have to still sew this end. Okay, so I'm going to do 38. So I'm going to come down to this full length here. I'll come down to the full length here and go in by 1.5. Okay, so that I can connect these together. I will now connect these together. So I'm going to connect this together, but I want to make it to be open, like let it open more. So I am going to use my hand manually and give it this shape. Okay, so this is what I am going to have. I feel like, let me even bring this up a bit. I want to bring this up a bit. I think it's too low. Let me bring it up a bit. This is 18.5. Okay, so let me bring it up to 36. This is better, so that it can have a lot of the effect I want it to have. Okay, so this is what I am having. So I'll go ahead and cut this out, just the front part. Remember that this is just the front that we are cutting out. I'll cut out this front. I'll cut out this front. Can you see? So now I'll now use it. I'll open up this front. I'll use this as a pattern to cut the lace that this is going to be on. So let me bring the lace. So this is the lace I'm going to be using. You can see the way okay, let me take this side. Let me use it this way. So I'm going to place this lace this way. I want the down part, this part, to be at the downside, so that it will have like this scalloping detail at the downside. Okay, so I'm now going to place this material on top of it and cut it. And then when I'm cutting this now, I'm going to give out like 0.50 all the way, 0.50 this way. Okay, so that I can use that as my sewing allowance. So let me go here and mark out my center. So let's go ahead and cut this now. Okay, so now I've cut out this. The next thing I'm going to do now I've cut out this is to take my dress. Okay, let me turn it to the back. I'm going to pin this down. I'll go ahead and pin this down. Okay, so when I finish it, it's going to be like this. But how we are going to do it, I'm going to pin this like, let it start from the inside, like let it start like line. It's going to be like in between. It's going to be in between the lining and the material. Okay, I'll take it, I'll pin it down. I'll take it, together with the lining. I'll be picking it together with the lining. You can see what I'm doing. I'll picking it together with the lining until I reach the full length. Then when I've reached the full length here, I'll go ahead and sew it. So let's go do that, and I'll be back and you guys can see what it's looking like. So guys, the next thing I'm going to be doing now is to fix my zip. But for me to fix this zip, I am going to leave about 075 at the top most parts here. The reason why I'm leaving the 075 is because I will still go ahead and add the band. Do you remember the band here? So I'm leaving 075. So when I finish fixing this zip to the body, I'll go ahead and also attach the lining to it so that it's going to have like neat finishing. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, let me go ahead and do it and come back. So guys, as you can see, I have gone ahead to fix the zip, and also can you see the lining as well? It's having the neat finishing. So the next thing I'll do now is to go ahead and sew the material together, like the material and the lining, hold it together at the waistline so that I can now fix my band. Do you guys? I'll run a stitch so that the skirt and the lining and the main fabric will now become one. So guys, you can see I have held this together. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do now is to start my sew in my this thing, what they're calling it, sew in my my band. I want to trim this off. Yeah, so I'm going to sew in, but remember that this side we made it in a bias form, and then this side is flat. So the part that is flat that we didn't bend, that is what I'm going to start here. Okay, can you see? So I'll now sew down everything. So as you can see guys, I've gone ahead to fix the band. Okay, and then if you see here, I've also closed off here and then turned it inwards. Can you see? So what I'm going to do now is to neatly sew this down. I am going to be sewing inside this joining. So in reality my thread will not be showing, so I'm going to be sewing in between this joining. Then when you come to the back, this joining that I am doing must adhere to this side. Okay, so do you get, like, the sewing I'm doing must hold this side? I hope you get what I'm saying. Yeah.